Ang ating proseso diyan ay meron tayong multi-level security councils kung saan
Local elections calendar. Sinusundan po natin ang calendar ng COMELEC ngayon. And sa paghahanda po namin, pinaka-crucial ang public.
Mali sa execution ng eleksyon. Ano? Kasi check natin.
All you need to do is to get rid of someone, is to kind of accuse them of being on drug list or something like that, or taking advantage.
Magandang umaga po mga kaibigan. Nasa isang edisyon na naman tayo ng ating Tapatan sa Aristocrat. Sabi po nila, pag may eleksyon, nalilimutan ang lahat ng problema. Sapagkat ito ay isang napakagandang pagkakataon para ma-divert yung atensyon ng tao sa basic issues. Pero hindi ganun lamang sapagkat kinabukasan po ang nakataya dito sa darating na midterm elections. We'd like to find out ano ang paghahanda ng Commission on Elections, ano rin yung prevailing situation and conditions. Ito ba'y conducive para magkaroon ng honest, orderly, peaceful, and credible elections? Doon ba sa bilang ng mga botante, ilan ba ang nakakaboto? At kung mayroong hindi nakakaboto, mayroon bang kaukulang parusa? Sapagkat tulad sa Australia at New Zealand, kailangan magpaliwanag yung kanilang mga mamamayan kung bakit hindi sila nakaboto. Pero dito sa atin, sabi nila pag eleksyon, mayroong mga hanap buhay na nabubuo. In fact, even our economic managers have admitted that election campaign usually influences part of the country's gross domestic product and gross national income. We cannot deny merong trabahong na-generate tulad ng pagkakabit ng tarpaulins, paggawa ng tarpaulin at iba pa, kasama na rin pag may rally yung rent a crowd. Pero nagbabago yung dimension sapagkat meron ng social media. We'd like to find out ano ba ang pananaw dito ng Commission on Elections. Today, we're joined by Atty. James Jimenez, the spokesman of the Commission on Elections, and the Senior Project Officer of LENTE, soon-to-be Attorney Brizza, Rosales. And in a couple of minutes, makakasama natin si Professor Richard Heydarian, isang political analyst at lecturer. So, ano po ang paghahanda ng Commission on Elections para sa halalang magaganap sa Mayo?
Salamat, Sir Melo. Marami kasi maraming aspeto ang paghahanda natin sa halalan. Doon sa usaping peace and order, yung ating mga struktura na ibinuo ng barangay elections, yung ating yung ating interagency task force para sa barangay and SK elections 2018 ay still in place, no? So patuloy tayong nagko-coordinate with the PNP and the AFP at sila ay nagbibigay sa atin ng kanilang mga security assessment. Ang ating proseso diyan ay meron tayong multi-level security councils kung saan yung information nanggagaling sa pinakababa at nagfi-filter pataas. And then the decision making goes the other way. So in place pa rin po yan. Pero unfortunately, sa ngayon, dahil medyo malayo pa tayo sa mismong halalan, puro update pa lang ang natatanggap natin dyan. And so far, the updates for the 2019 elections have recently put us at roughly the same place as the 2018 elections. No? Ang maganda nung 2018, mababa ang levels of violence na nakita natin. We tallied less than 60 violent incidents, and about half of that was actually later validated as being election-related. No? We hope that the trend will continue kasi alam naman natin na ang conventional wisdom is that barangay elections are actually more violent than national elections. Sir.
We'd like to acknowledge, dito na po, si Ginoong Lagman mula sa NAMFREL. Please, take your seat and join us. Then we'll have another seat later. Okay, mula sa LENTE, ano yung concerns ninyo sa halalan? Meron ba kayo nakikitang nakababahalang mga sinyal na dapat bantayan ng Commission on Elections at ng mga mamamayan? Please.
sa LENTE po, as an election monitoring organization, no, we are in the same place naman po ng COMELEC na totoo po yun, puro updates pa lang po with regard to the national and local elections calendar. Sinusundan po natin ang calendar ng COMELEC ngayon. And sa paghahanda po namin, pinaka-crucial ang public education activities na kailangan gawin sa ibaba. Come for the plebiscite day, hindi lang po para sa national local elections, but also in the conduct of the plebiscite.
Okay. Mula sa NAMFREL, ano ang pananaw ninyo sa darating na eleksyon? Nakakabahala ba? Nakakatakot ba? Ano po ba?
Mukhang hindi naman. Nandiyan naman ang COMELEC. They always know what to do. No? Ang tinitingnan lang namin sa NAMFREL, yung usual namin ginagawa, yung random manual audit. No? At saka sinabi rin sa amin ng isang commissioner na kung pwede, ituloy namin yung RMA na tinatawag dahil wala namang ibang gagawa noon. No? At saka may experience na ang NAMFREL sa random manual audit.
How important is this?
Which one? Random manual audit. Doon natin malalaman kung isang paraan yun para malaman natin kung merong mali sa execution ng eleksyon, ano? Kasi ma-check natin at random kasi yung pagpili ng mga presinto eh. Kung maayos ang mga bilangan doon sa mga presinto na napili, maybe we can assume that all over the country maayos naman. No?
Very good. We'd like to acknowledge si Professor Richard Heydarian is already with us. Professor Heydarian, let me just ask you, do we have the prevailing conditions, yung bang prevailing conditions conducive for an honest, orderly, peaceful, and credible elections?
Well, hindi ako Madam Auring, no? So I cannot forecast about what's going to happen. But I would say,
Telltale signs.
I mean, the thing is, there are two ways to look at it, no? Pag titignan natin yung surveys, no? Yung SWS survey after 2016 elections, actually, super majority of Filipinos accepted the result of the elections as fair and square, right? So, of course, meron tayong mga hocus pocus, all those kinds of rumors. There are people who have an interest to cast doubt, shadow of doubt on the credibility of elections, of course, in a very self-interested manner. Sabi nga nila sa Pilipinas, no one loses in elections. Either you're cheated or you win, right? So, but the fact of the matter is that the majority of Filipinos have shown in the surveys that they accept it as fair and square. And I think for a country as large as the Philippines, right, it's sensible for us to move towards more automation, right? And I think what is lacking here is kind of a public education campaign by credible, non-partisan people to say that just because it's automated doesn't mean that you can just easily check it, right? There's going to be trace on that. And I think it's very immature and very unhelpful from certain partisan quarters to try to cast shadow of doubt over the entire elections just for partisan or personal purposes, because this is not helping our democracy. Democracy is about trust in our institutions. And in fairness to the COMELEC also, I think they have acted extremely professionally over the past few years. So if you compare the Philippines to nung mga panahon ni President Arroyo, Speaker Arroyo, it has been a huge improvement over the past 10 years in terms of public trust. And I think we're constantly moving in the right direction. On the other hand, though, of course, you also have the phenomenon of a lot of extrajudicial killings, right? Or suspected extrajudicial killings against mayors and local government officials, not even in the election period. So our fear is that what's going to happen in the election period, because you have a climate whereby parang open season. All you need to do is to get rid of someone, is to kind of accuse them of being on a drug list or something like that, or taking advantage of someone being on a drug list to eliminate that person as your political opponent. So you have this kind of two contradictory trend line. On one hand, greater public trust in and growing professionalization of the COMELEC. On the other hand, this climate of impunity, right? And I think it's anyone's guess which one will prevail in the coming elections. But so far, I mean, and it also depends on how close the surveys, how close the competition is going to be on the ground, right? And what is going to be the rhetoric from the top. But that's my preliminary idea, I think.
Okay, simula pa lang yan, ha? Paano yun? Yung bang COMELEC at yung LENTE, nasusuri ba ninyo sa NAMFREL yung mga uri ng kandidatong nag-file ng certificates of candidacy?
Well, sa ganang amin sa COMELEC po, nagkakaroon talaga ng pagsusuri dyan. Ano? Ito yung tinatawag nating mga nuisance candidates. Katunayan, at this very moment, we are in the middle of evaluating these candidacies. And in fact, as of last week, we'd already filed close to 100 disqualification cases. No? Not disqualification cases, properly speaking, but more like motions to deny due course, which is to say, hindi na itutuloy yung kandidatura ng taong yon. So more than 95 have been filed by the COMELEC itself, motu proprio. I think almost 80 were filed by private entities, by other people. So medyo yung sistema natin ngayon is open to that possibility na just because nag-file ka, hindi ibig sabihin diretso ka na sa balota. No? Nagkakaroon ng pagsusuring medyo masinsin. And we expect to have the hearings probably by November. The hearings, of course, will be open to the public para makita ng publiko kung paano natin pagdidesisyonan yung mga issue na yan.
Okay. Sinasabi nila na nahahalal ang tao sa posisyon na nais nila dahil yun ang hatol ng bayan. But the question is, hindi ko makita yung katinuan kung alam mo lumalabag yung mga taong yan sa batas, basic laws of the land, and yet they would like to seek positions sa lawmaking body. Hindi ba ninyo mapapagbawalan yung mga uri ng taong galon?
Hindi ho eh. Actually, Sir Melo, there's this basic thing no that we have to keep in mind always. Between two people, malamang ang pipiliin ng botante yung taong nag-agree sa posisyon niya. So it doesn't matter kung nagva-violate ng law yung taong yon or hindi siya mabuting tao, as long as nag-agree yung botante sa kanya. Ang tendency ng mga botante, dun siya boboto. Medyo, kung aaralin mo ang psikolohiya ng pagboto, dyan ka magtataka kung bakit nagtataka pa tayo kung sino ang nananalo. But ultimately, ang COMELEC kasi, hindi natin pinapasok yung mga issue na yan. Ang COMELEC, as far as the COMELEC goes, the only thing we are concerned about is eligibility. Okay? Not whether or not you're qualified in that other sense of the word, but whether or not you fit the criteria which are laid down by law.
Okay. And these are very basic. Filipino citizen, nakakabasa, nakakasulat. Oo, pero hindi naman sinasabing dapat nakauunawa nung binasa. No? Yun ang pagkakaiba. Paano yun sa LENTE? Anong pananaw ninyo rito? Kung may mga kumakandidato na walang maliwanag na plataforma o di kaya kilalang mamamatay tao, pero kumakandidato at gagawa ng batas.
Yun sir, ang role ng LENTE. No? Tulungan ng mga botante kung paano pipiliin ng tama ang mga kandidatong iboboto nila sa election. Ngayong yung 3-month window bago mag-start ang campaign period, ito yung pinakamahalagang panahon para suriin ng mga botante yung track record or performance. Tulad po na sinabi ni Director James na ang concern nila yung eligibility ng candidate. Kami sa LENTE, ang concern namin ay kung paano namin matutulungan ng mga botante, kung paano piliin.
So, hindi ba discriminatory din yun, Gas? Dahil kung meron maglo-launch ng campaign, do not vote for. Ano yun? Di ba partisanship na yun?
Kung sabihin man yon na do not vote for a bad person, wala namang diferensya yon, di ba?
Pero kung may pangalan.
Medyo alam mo naman tayo mga Pilipino eh. Hindi ganun ang ugali natin na wag mo iboto si Juan de la Cruz. Hindi tayo ganun eh. Pinupuri natin yung ating kandidato pero hindi natin masyadong sinisiraan. Hindi yata accurate masyado yun.
I like that. I like that. Pero katulad yan ngayon, mukha sa grupo natin, maraming millennials dito. Social media naglalaro ngayon. Anong tingin mo sa social media, Professor?
Well, I mean, ako personally, nagde-detox na ako, no? I had 2 years of constant being trolled and trolling back, no? So I'm in a detox mission. Pero nakita natin in 2016 election, yung kahalagan ng social media in terms of shaping almost electoral outcomes, some people would say, no? I mean, for instance, si Pangulong Duterte, no? He didn't have enough budget at saka yung machinery at the beginning, talagang behind the curve siya, no? Pero dahil sa social media, nakapaghabol siya. Now, we can debate whether he or his supporters properly use the social media or not, but I think 2016 talaga, it was a social media driven campaign. Now 2019, of course, there are lessons learned and lessons that we have to make sure we don't repeat again. But I think dito rin may responsibilidad din siguro I don't know if may kakayahan ng COMELEC, but one of our big problems kasi is yung fake news, di ba? I mean, wala naman problema in terms of how would I say it? Lahat naman may biases and may partisanship. But fake news is different kasi fake news claims to be actual news, like objective report of realities and facts. So you're twisting facts. Kasi para sa atin naman, ang botante, lahat naman ng mga kandidato may pros and cons. So bahala ka na mag-decide sino may mas pros kaysa cons. Ang fake news kasi, ang sinasabi, completely dinidistort yung reality, no? At of course, nakita natin sa iba't ibang bansa, and not only in the Philippines, fake news actually could create dangerous outcomes in the elections. In the case of the US, nakita natin, few months after the elections, may isang tao na sumugod sa isang pizzeria sa Washington, D.C. dahil naniwala siya sa mga fake news na yung mga Democrats ay nag-run ng pedophile ring. No, it's a crazy fake news, right? Pero nagkaroon ng actual violence, no? At of course, recently, meron tayong mga pinapadala ng mga bomb packages na iba't ibang Democratic leaders.
And to think, may dugong Pilipino yun, ano?
Actually, half Pinoy, yeah.
Yun nga eh.
So, it means fake news actually, hindi siya nasa social media. It could actually, it could cross over, it could intrude into reality, right?
Okay.
So, hindi ko alam kung may kakayahan ng COMELEC dyan in terms of monitoring that. Pero for instance, in Malaysia, which is not a democracy, pero last election, meron silang new laws against fake news. So very strict yung implementation niyan to make sure na walang mga trending,
Okay.
The kinds of disinformation that could create more violence,
Okay.
among other things. Yeah.
Anong pananaw ng COMELEC dito? It appears that, some people say, government is always a step or two steps behind technology.
That's pretty true. We started looking at technology as a means of, or as a vector that would affect elections 2007 pa, before it became really relevant in the States. Sumabog lang naman sa kamalayan ng tao yan nung 2008 nung nanalo si Obama, no? Kasi talagang yun, sinabi nila social media driven yun. Pero sa Pilipinas, we were looking into this 2007 pa, bulletin boards pa lang ang ginagamit natin noon. Pero sumabog talaga sa Pilipinas noong 2010 nung naging available yung mobile social media kasi nagmura yung telepono, nagmura yung mga plan, etc. So naging accessible siya sa taong bayan. Pero sir, mula noon hanggang ngayon, wala pa rin tayong social media legislation. Wala pa rin tayong regulations on how to use social media, on sino pwede. Personally, ako may reservations ako about regulating social media per se. Kasi ano yan free marketplace of ideas yan. Pero ang problema nga, dahil nga sobra siyang free, no, nagkakaroon din ng potential for abuse. Unfortunately, katulad na sinabi ni Professor Heydarian, ang solution dyan manggagaling sa legislature. And nung bringing up namin yan sa Senado recently, ang Senado mismo, ang kanilang attitude dito is pag-aralan muna natin. No? Kasi nga, masyadong treacherous yung area na yan kasi masyado kang malapit sa free speech issues no? So nagkakaroon ka ng konting pangamba dyan.
Sino po sa Senado nagsabi ng pag-aaralan nito?
Yung committee po na pinuntahan namin.
Dahil
yung,
ang alam ko, may isang senador dyan na pag tinanong mo, laging sasabihin sa'yo, we will study that. That's the reason why he got the moniker the most studious senator.
Pero yun po, kasi ang concern nga is not to move too fast on this kasi baka magkamali naman tayo. Again, we want good legislation. We don't want reactive or reflexive legislation.
Okay.
Freedom is not free, but it's not absolute. No,
Of course, you've
dito
got
may
to pay a
divide,
price
no?
for your liberty.
I think mas malapit tayo in terms of American interpretation of freedom of expression kasi kung pumunta ka sa Europe, no, continental Europe, very strict. For instance, hindi pwede hate speech, incitement to violence, denial of Holocaust. Pwede ka actually makulong based on that. At nakita natin in the latest elections sa Germany and France, very strict yung implementation ng mga rules against spreading of fake news, disinformation. Not to mention may element pa ng Russia na nag-interfere at nagsispread ng fake news and disinformation to discredit certain candidates and favor others. So siguro tayo medyo closer to America, but nonetheless, we have to accept that freedom is not absolute. It's a jurisprudential legal question. Kaya I have sympathy for the COMELEC, but I think it's time for the Senate and the legislature to really seriously look at it. Wag natin hintayin na magkaroon ng mga pizzeria situations, no, for someone to be killed or more bago tayo gumawa ng aksyon. No? We already see a climate of impunity and a lot of violence. So imagine a video being spread, someone saying something that that person didn't send. Lalong-lalo ngayon, meron tayong mga deep fake, no? Yung mga talagang high quality mga kumbaga photoshop yung buong video, no? Naakala mo ito yung tao nagsabi, hindi pala siya nagsabi, but you can spread that information. And of course, hindi ito responsibilidad ng Philippine government only. Yung Facebook, no, yung social media platforms may responsibility sila. So it should be a partnership done together. And we should start as early as now, actually. Wag tayo maghintay
Very
until the
good.
last minute.
You know, I'm a born optimist. I've always believed na merong magandang mangyayari. Pero I'm not that optimistic about social media. Yung political dynasty nga, hindi magawa ng implementing rules and regulations. Ito pa kayang social media. And I doubt whether most of our legislators know anything about social media.
I guess personally that's open to question, pero hindi naman nila kailangan personally malaman, sir, kasi alam mo yung social media ngayon parang part na yan ng arsenal ng kahit anong PR company. No, so it's become so part of the environment na kung PR company ka tapos wala kang social media arm, basura ka.
Wala ka. O Jurassic ka. Eh, paano yung political dynasties? Let me ask you about the blessed province called Quezon, where a congressman is running for governor and the son is running for congressman and the wife is running for another position. I'm talking of the Suarez family. And one of the sons is running for mayor, one is for board member, and a daughter is running for party list na kanilang pag-aari. Paano yun? Baka kaya mag-comment yan. Gas! Don't answer that, James.
Hindi kasi masyado malinaw yung pagsabi ng like yung sa party list na sinasabing marginalized. Pero hindi defined masyado yung marginalized. So, naabuso. No? So, yun ang isang problema. At saka isa pa, dapat din, sabihin doon sa political dynasties, i-define na nga naman. Simple na, sabihin lang, kunyari, second degree of consanguinity or third degree, i-define na kagad para wala nang ngayon, walang definition, so pwede abusuhin.
Okay. Yes, please.
Actually, sir, yung political dynasty, medyo naniniwala tayo next to impossibility, maipasa yung ano, no? Para ma-reinforce yung nasa constitution natin. But, tingnan natin yung anti-dynasty provision sa SK Reform Law. Kasi kunin natin dun sa pagsisimula na yon na merong mga kabataan ngayon na tumakbo at nanalo na walang kamag-anak sa municipality, city, provincial, or region na pwede nating asahan at kunin natin na ito pa rin ang pwedeng pag-asa natin.
So may pag-asa.
Yes,
Start
naniniwala
them
ko. Yes. Kasi dun sa effectivity ng anti-dynasty provision ng SK Reform Law, maganda kasi nakita natin na merong bagong boses, bagong kabataan na bumangon at nakita nating tumakbo last barangay and SK elections.
Ay, good. May pag-asa pa. All is not lost. O kaya lang, meron talagang, I don't know. May age limit ba dapat yung pagtakbo sa eleksyon?
Merong minimum, sir.
Minimum.
So, walang maximum. So, sir, yes.
Okay. Hindi ko na babanggitin kung sino, pero ang sabi kasi nila, hindi raw pala gulay ang pampahaba ng buhay. Politika at pera. Dahil nasa may isang 94 na tumatakbo, may isang 89. Anyway, may businesswoman, pero lalaki pala. Anyway, napapag-usapan lang. We'd like to open the floor to our colleagues from the media who may have questions so we can discuss a lot more. Alden of Kyodo, please start the ball rolling. I know you have a lot of questions. Dalawa muna priority natin.
Yes, sir. Sir, ano yung kay Sir Jimenez? Sir, ano yung voter turnout in the recent years? does the trend show na mas lumalawak ba yung participation ng voters pag dumarating yung election season?
Ang trend ng ating voter turnout ang normative natin is around 75%, no? Mataas tayo nung 2016 elections where we did 81%, no? And hindi ko masasabing hindi ko masasabing trend so far, no? But we hover around that level. Nagkakaroon tayo ng fluctuation tuwing presidential. Pag presidential, dumadami talaga ang bumoboto. So, what I can tell you is that since the last elections, we've registered more than 2.5 million new voters. No? So, dyan makikita mo na malaki ang interest ng mga tao sa pagtakbo. Kasi, again, over the years, nakikita natin yung level ng pagtaas in between elections usually hovers around the 1 million to 1.5 million mark. Ngayon, nasa 2.5 million ang increase natin. Pangalawa, kung makikita mo yung dami ng nag-file ng COC ngayon, nung 2016 for a presidential election, we had 174 filings for senator. Ngayon, we have 151. Now, normally, people will say na pag midterm elections, ang participation gets dampened somewhat. Hindi masyadong excited ang mga tao lumahok. Pero ngayon, even with the senatorial elections, in the midterm elections, ang ating level of interest sa pag-file ng COC, sa pag-throw ng hat into the political ring, so to say, has more or less matched the levels that we saw in the presidential elections. Pangalawa, doon sa mga nag-file ngayon, mapapansin natin na ang porsyento ng mga unknowns mas malaki. In previous elections, let's look at 2016 as an exemplar, karamihan ng tumatakbo kilala. No? Konti lang yung mga unknowns na tumatakbo. Yung mga unknowns na tumakbo or nangahas mag-file, eventually natanggal din for being nuisance candidates. That's why out of 174 filings, we ended up with only 50 senatorial candidates. Sa ngayon, ang dami nating unknowns na kahit sa biglang tingin, hindi mo matatawag na nuisance. What is this telling us? Again, it might be too early to call this a trend, but certainly this particular instance of this particular happening at this particular time tells me or tells us na merong hindi lamang interest in the political system, kundi a certain amount of trust that the system will reflect the voice of the people kasi otherwise, bakit ka sasali kung hindi ka naniniwalang may chance kang manalo? So, overall, I think that the trend nationwide is towards greater participation in elections, not just as voters, but as candidates as well.
Now, meron bang paraan ng COMELEC para malaman kung saan galing ang pondong gagamitin itong mga ito? Dahilan sa, I would like to believe some of them filed their COCs not necessarily to win, but for the fund of it.
I imagine so. Pero our laws are structured, sir, so that what the COMELEC checks is the spending, not the fundraising.
Is there a way that we could get into the fundraising as well? Dahil baka yan galing sa mga lord, drug lords and gambling lords. Problema, may gambling lords na tumatakbo na mismo. Paano yung gas?
Well, hindi naman pulis ang COMELEC eh. Meron silang mas importanteng function, no? Which is to administer elections, no? Pero yun, bawal nga, pero ang dali itago eh. Ang dali itago niyan eh. So, may mga laws tayo, pero madaling i-violate, no? Pero
Okay.
hindi na pwedeng asahan ng COMELEC. Ang dami-dami ginagawa ng COMELEC.
Sa bagay. All right. Paano yung mga may nauna ng friends of so-and-so na naglagay na ng mga tarpaulin? Paano po yun?
Yan. Isa yan sa weaknesses ng ating monitoring ng spending. Di ba sabi ko sa inyo, sir, ang binabantayan ng COMELEC ay yung paggastos, hindi yung pag-fundraising. But even then, doon sa pag-monitor natin ng paggastos, meron tayong dalawang malaking weakness dyan. Una, yung ating minomonitor ay yun lamang nagaganap during the campaign period. So masyadong late ang start ng ating monitoring. So ibig sabihin, yung mga naglalabas prior to the campaign period, hindi po yan monitor. In fact, in the previous elections, merong mga tao na nagsabi openly in public na medyo nakaka-millions na sila ng gastos para lamang magpakilala. So, lahat yung gastos na yan, naganap yan outside the campaign period, therefore outside of the regulatory power of the COMELEC. Dahil dyan, hindi sila pasok doon sa spending limit. So, kung ang spending limit mo, let's say 100 million lang, in effect, some people have spent twice or 3 times that, pero lusot kasi yung 100 million na gastos nila sa tamang panahon during the campaign period. Yung excess, doon sa period na hindi natin sila minomonitor.
Paano po yun? Nabanggit nung isang magaling na senador, may he rest in peace, si Ernie Maceda, 3 billion would just be very minimal for one to run a presidential campaign. Magkano ba dapat ang magagastos ng kandidato sa bawat botante?
Sa presidential campaign po, 10 pesos per voter. Per voter. So that's 10 pesos times the number of voters in the country. So let's say last elections, 58 million. So mga ganyan. So malaki po, no? Ang sinasabi siguro ni Ka Ernie noon is yung mga off-the-books na expenses mo dyan. Kasi, again, kung ang i-report mo lang ang pag-uusapan natin, very well-defined yan. Pero may posibilidad kasi na mag-off-book expenses ka, no? Ngayon, ang strategy niyan is papagawa mo yung spending mo sa iba-ibang tao. Pero ever since in-strengthen natin yung ating campaign rules, ngayon, pati donations nire-report na rin. So, kunwari, Friends of Brizza, naggawa ng maraming posters.
Pero wala namang kakayahan yung friends niya.
Wala na, ibang issue na yun, sir. Pero,
Iba issue.
oo, pero yung Friends of Brizza, naglabas ng poster, yung cost ng poster na yun or yung value nun, sisitahin natin kay Brizza. So, kasama sa spending limit niya yun. So, pati yun, supposedly, malilimitahan.
Could it also be possible that some people are running to launder money?
I suppose so, kasi maraming mga politicians na kailangan mag-launder ng pera eh. So, kailangan ituloy-tuloy nila yung pagtakbo nila para meron silang paraan na...
Without any intention na mananalo. Kung manalo man, bonus na.
At least marami na silang naisubi.
Okay. Yung iba naman, magsusubi rin sa donasyon. Okay. Richard, coming from the academe, how do you look at it? Ito ba mga gawi-gawi ng ilang politiko natin dito? Nasa libro ba ito? At ito ba ay gawa rin ng ibang politiko sa ibang bansa?
I'm more in the media than academe now, but what I can say is, I mean, very similar naman ang nangyari sa Pilipinas kumpara sa ibang countries. No? It's just always a question of magnitude. No? So, for instance, political dynasties, right? Sa Pilipinas, depende paano mo bibilangin yan. No? The conservative estimates put it at 70% of the legislature being dominated by political dynasties. Pero pag siguro sinama mo yung mga mistresses at anak sa labas, aabot ito sa 90%. Now, pag kinompara mo yan sa Amerika, it's actually around 5 to 6% lang yung political dynasties. Now, if you go to the countries that are more similar to us, katulad ng Argentina, which is actually less than 20%, and then Mexico, which is the worst case, is actually 40%. So parang twice more than even a country like Mexico tayo pagdating sa concentration of political power. So kaya nga meron kang ridiculous situation kung saan magkapatidan nag-aaway for the Philippines financial hub, right? Or mag-asawa tumatakbo for the first and second district of the alternative financial hub of a country. Or puro mga magkapatid tumatakbo for top positions in the third largest city in the country, no? So in a way that makes a sham out of our democracy. So yung maraming ills na nakita natin sa ating demokrasya ay present in all countries, even in developed countries like US. But pagdating sa magnitude, next level po tayo. Medyo, it's more fun in the Philippines.
Really? How far has the COMELEC gone into getting rid of the birds and the bees from the list of voters?
Very clean na po tayo ngayon. Noong 2016, yung elections natin na yun was preceded by a campaign called No Bio, No Boto. Ibig sabihin, kung wala kang biometrics, in-expunge ka from the list. So yung listahan natin ngayon, lahat ng tao dyan may biometrics na. Kaya nga po sa darating na halalan, tayo ay maglalabas ng tinatawag nating live scan fingerprint verification, which means that doon sa mismong presinto, meron tayong ipapakalat ng mga units, fingerprint scanner na right then and there, ilalagay mo yung fingerprint mo, i-verify natin kung ikaw ay botante. Kung wala ka sa database, hindi ka makakaboto.
Okay, maganda yan, maganda yan. Pero will you be issuing IDs again?
Na-hold po yung pag-issue ng IDs natin noong 2012. Kasi akala natin magiging voter ID yung national ID. Pero I don't know now, no, wala pang policy direction patungkol sa voter ID. Pero it would appear that the national ID cannot be a voter's ID. Kasi ibang database ang gagamitin. Hindi nila gagamitin yung database ng voters natin. So maggagawa sila ng buong database from scratch, from zero. So it will be a huge data gathering effort for the national ID system is what I hear. So I have doubts about whether or not it can be used as a voter ID. Pero wala pang policy on whether or not mag-restart ng voter ID ang comment.
Yes, please.
Anyway, mas maganda pa yung gagawin ng COMELEC na dinidescribe, yung live scan na yon. Dahil doon mismo, mache-check kung talagang butante ka nga o hindi. Mas masigurado yon.
Okay.
Maganda yon.
Maganda, binanggit niyan. At agree ako dyan. Dahil pag wala ka rin sa presinto, hindi ka pwedeng iboto.
Sir, ang concern ng LENTE about the voter verification system naman, no, dahil ipapilot pa lang, sana hindi lang sa general voting population ipilot, but also dun sa vulnerable sectors, to the indigenous peoples, internally displaced persons sa Marawi. Sobrang mahalaga dahil hindi pa nakakaabot sa kanila yung mga bagong balita na gano'n na merong gagawing innovation ng COMELEC kasi based doon sa monitoring and observation natin sa barangay and SK elections na Marawi, very crucial yung pangangailangan na malaman nila yung mga ganitong impormasyon. Sana makarating ang COMELEC doon na maipilot sa vulnerable sectors.
Pwede po ba ninyong pakiusapan yung PCOO to help you in the dissemination? Maybe somebody could dance. No? Diba? Uso yun.
Alam ko merong kaming pilot area sa Mindanao pero hindi ko alam, sir, kung masaserve natin exactly yung mga IDP for instance. No? But certainly vulnerable sectors are very high on our list of accessibility. No? Talagang gusto natin maging accessible sa kanila. And I will see kung masasama yan sa pilot natin.
Very good. More questions? Yes, please.
Can we get more details about this live fingerprint scan? As in, i-deploy sa lahat ng precincts? And how much are you spending for this?
Can I just have a press con on that? Separate. Kasi right now, we've already conducted the bidding for it. And it's, I forget the exact value, the cost. No? But we're already in post-qualification. So we had 4 bidders. We're already in post-qual, so we are going to come out with the award soon, no? But basics are it's a live scan fingerprint verification system. It involves the use of fingerprint scanners which will be deployed in the precincts. It will essentially replace yung tinatawag nating ED-CVL, no, Election Day CVL, so that the basis for being allowed to vote is being included in the database. Now, each unit will contain the database for that particular precinct only. No? That precinct, the database, of course, will be cleansed through our automated fingerprint identification system. Now, there will be pilot areas in Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. More details to follow.
Okay, no problem. It's okay. Now, let me ask you, yung bang mukhang lalabas na may extend yung martial law, will this in a way impact on the elections in Mindanao?
Well, we've already had one extension, and so far, again, I mean, I imagine that people have very strong opinions about the extension of martial law, but from the point of view of administration of elections, so far it's worked out for that, no? Kasi medyo tahimik yung mga lugar, no? In fact, nakapag-election nga tayo sa Marawi. nakapag-election tayo sa yung mga lugar na otherwise sasabihin mo medyo ilang na lugar. So again, from the point of view of administration of elections, the martial law regime in place has not been very disruptive for us.
Okay. Pero maiiwasan ba yung pagdadala ng mga ballot boxes sa military camps tulad ng mga nakalipas na panahon without martial law?
Kung automated naman ng election, sir, hindi yan magiging issue, no? The ballot boxes will be left in the municipal treasurer. Sila yung may custodian on after the elections, and it's the results that will be electronically transmitted. Nababantayan naman ng mga grupong katulad ng NAMFREL. So we hope that that will be enough.
Okay, you have enough people to watch over the election?
Well, sabi ko nga random manual audit ang consideration ng NAMFREL. So hindi naman masyadong nangangailangan ng maraming tao yan. Kasi random nga lang na namimili ng mga presinto eh. Pero gusto ko lang medyo maiba ng kaunti ang tono dun sa ano no na ang trend in many parts of the world is to get out of automation. Especially or maybe specifically sa precinct counting. Ang gusto nila sa presinto, manual ang bilangan. Gusto nila nakikita ng mga tao ang pagbibilang. Meron nga silang sinasabi na unobservable vote counting is inherently insane. In other words, kailangan talaga nakikita ang pagbibilang sa presinto. Kasi yun ang unang-unang step eh. Pag hindi mo mapapagkatiwalaan yung pagbibilang sa presinto, hindi mo na mapapagkatiwalaan yung hanggang sa dulo, no? So yun ang must trend worldwide ngayon. Sa yung precinct counting is manual.
Okay. I remember having interviewed then British ambassador to Manila, Stephen Lilly, and twice he mentioned na kami nga hindi na kami ganyan eh. Hindi kami naniniwala dyan dahil mahirap yan eh. Garbage in, garbage out. Pero kung may program sa loob, yari ka. Parang ganon, no? But he said it very diplomatically na talagang, anyway. Pero may mga ambassador na brusko. Diba?
Sir, I'd like to point out also, no, in that particular case, they don't have elections as massive as ours. Eh. That's the thing. Ang elections, halimbawa sa UK, you're talking about elections for county-ships or ganyan. They tend to be smaller, no? And I think in general, worldwide, I agree with Sir Gus. May ganung trend, may ganung pag-iisip that people believe that black box elections are untrustworthy. And in fact, recently may mga reports about a particular election system na sa mga I think it's primaries pa lang, no, kung saan nire-report nila na iba yung pinasok, iba yung lumabas. No? So may ganyan. And COMELEC is aware of that and binabantayan natin yan. Kasi ang concern natin is, bagaman medyo iba yung sistemang ginagamit doon sa kanila, electronic voting, touchscreen tayo, may balota tayo. It's good, it's important for the COMELEC to be aware of these pitfalls. No?
Okay.
So sana mabantayan din natin.
Very good. Please.
Yes, sir. Balikan ko lang po yung regarding this martial law, no. Wala naman po kaming particular stand whether in favor kami ma-extend ang martial law. But whenever or if may extend ang martial law, dahil we are very concerned on the process of elections, no. Sana ma-define clearly ang function ng military and policemen during elections. Kasi what we observed and heard during the Barangay and SK Marawi elections, no, ang presence ng military and police talagang nakatulong sa peaceful conduct. But ang problema dito, it does not translate dun sa integrity of the conduct of elections. Kasi ang naging problema, maraming non-compliant sa general instructions natin ng COMELEC. Dahil even watchers are not allowed to be present in the polling places. Kasi halimbawa kami po, no, we are not allowed to enter the voting centers kasi very strict ang military. Papapasukin ka but with security inspection, female, male, kakapkapan ka, bawal ang cellphones, papasok kami sa polling place, sa voting center. But observers, watchers are not allowed to enter the polling places. Hindi lahat, but ang pinaka-crucial naming nakita doon ay merong presence ng electoral board sa loob ng polling places. But yung presence din ng policemen and military, parehong nandun lahat sa classroom. So ang concern namin doon ay dapat i-define clearly ang functions ng military and policemen during the conduct of elections.
Okay, very well. Ilan po ba dapat ang watcher ng isang kandidato sa isang presinto?
Walang limit yan, sir. Pero ang nililimitahan natin, yung ilang watcher ang nasa loob ng presinto at any one time. No? Pero yung bilang ng watchers niya, hindi natin kinokontrol yan.
Pero hindi kaya isang paraan din ito para matiyak ng kandidato na may boto siya rin sa presinto. Dahil kuha siya ng mga 200 watchers, pero hindi naman lahat papasok.
Yan ang thinking niyan, sir. Ang thinking nga is, gagawin kong watcher, lahat ng taong magagawa kong watcher para may siguradong boto ako. Ang pinapaalala ko naman sa mga kandidato, tandaan nyo, kahit bayaran nyo yan, hindi pa rin kayo sigurado kung sino iboboto niyan. No? So, medyo kalokohan yung ganong klaseng reasoning na, hindi, watcher ko na sila lahat, pero ba't natalo pa rin ako? Because maari pa rin kayong hindi iboto. No? Pero yun na nga, sir. Yes, ginagawang paraan yan to make sure na marami silang supporters, at least sa unang tingin. Pero ang nililimitahan natin ay yung number of watchers inside the polling place. Maganda po yung point ni Ma'am Brizza tungkol doon sa role ng militar sa martial law areas. Titignan po natin yan. Sisiguraduhin natin kasi meron tayo sa general instructions natin na ang military presence or police presence should be limited to 30 meters away from the polling place.
Yun din po pagkakaalam ko.
Yun na nga po eh. So kung nagkakaroon ng instances na ganyan, it's either merong exceptional na kaganapan na nangyari yun or nagkaroon ng failure ng rules. No? So kailangan malaman namin.
Okay. Our friends from the media who cover the COMELEC, tanong? Yes, please.
This is Henry from RJ. Tatanungin ko lang yung kung kasama sa expenditure na nagbebenta ng dominate ng mga party list. Binibenta kasi nila yung mga first nominee 40 million kung sinasama nila sa expenditure nila.
Ang mga mga kaganapan yan sa labas ng COMELEC, hindi po yan kasama sa expenditures nila. In fact, kung party list ang tatanungin mo, hindi yan expenditure, income yan, sir.
Kasi usually, practice karamihan ngayon, binibenta nila yung nominee nila, 40 million, 30 million.
Pero hindi po yan kasama sa nire-report.
Thank you.
Pero in the first place, gaano karami ang party lists natin ngayon?
Nung last, itong filing natin, 185 ang nag-file ng kanilang mga CONA. Sa 185 na yan, hindi naman sure na lahat yan masa-certify. Pero you can imagine, mga 200 mahigit ang applicants natin.
Okay. Yes, Leslie and company. Questions, please. Please approach the microphone. Kaya tinawag ko na eh.
Sir, follow up na lang doon sa party list. Paano po yung magiging screening po ng nominees nun? And LENTE, NAMFREL, paano po kayo tutulong sa COMELEC sa pag-screen po ng nominees?
Ang alam ko, hindi kami nag-screen ng nominees per se. No? May hearing tayo doon sa party list. Pero yung nominee mismo, we don't.
Same naman po, no? Kasi sila naman po may hawak ng process. But yun, kailangan lang i-monitor din updates with regard to that.
NAMFREL?
Ang natatandaan ko noon, basta't maipresenta mo na meron ka namang kakayahan na tumakbo, pwede, no? Tsaka, siyempre, yung qualification ng kandidato mo, no? So, dumadaan yan sa pagsusuri ng COMELEC.
Okay. Yes, please. More questions? Christian? Yeah. Oh, sige. Follow up.
Sir, regarding UNDAS, I know wala namang premature campaign, pero po, may appeal po ba kayo sa mga would-be candidates na magte-take advantage ng occasion, maglalagay ng mga tarpaulin sa mga sementeryo?
Iwasan nila yung happy undas, ha? Alam natin na yung mga nagbabalak or yung mga tatakbo, they do take advantage of every single social event imaginable, no? So they would. And hopefully, kung gagawin nila ngayon yan, i-channel na lang natin sa mabuting paraan. Halimbawa, imbis na maglabas lang ng tarp na puro muka nila or naka-costume sila kunwari, na parang nakikisaw-saw sila sa mga Halloween events, bakit hindi sila magawa ng mga roadside assistance for people who are going to the province? You know, make it relevant, make it useful. Again, hindi natin kasi mapipigilan yung premature campaigning. So at most, sana, una, delikadesa nila, wag masyadong sobra. Pangalawa, kung gagawin man nila, sana gawin nila for purposeful means, for purposeful ends. No? Again, imbis na maglagay sila ng picture ng mukha nilang nakabruha sila or naka-costume sila ng Thor or whatever, make it something relevant, make it something useful.
Okay. Wag na ho kayo magsuot ng damit bruha. Just smile. Okay na yun. Mas nakakatakot yun. Yes, please.
Good morning, sir. Butch Cantas, OFW Family Club, to Director Jimenez. Yes, sir. Sir, the COMELEC stats for 2016 showed there are only 1.367 million OFWs who voted. Out of, I don't know how many were registered. If you don't mind, may I ask, how many OFWs were registered for 2019, if you don't mind?
Sir, for 2019, we're looking at something like 1.9 million voters. Kasi nadagdagan na yung ating, mahigit 1 million yung 2016 registered.
1.367 million.
Opo. Ngayon, 1.9 na. 1.9. 31% ang bumoto nung nakaraang 2016 elections. Hopefully, mas mataas ngayon. No? But again, aspirational yan. Yan ang gusto natin mangyari. Pero tandaan natin, factor pa rin po na midterm elections ito. Plus, hindi pa rin natin nasosolve yung problem ng geography. Medyo malayo pa rin ang mga polling place, particular para sa mga land-based na OFW natin at overseas voters.
So what about the total number of registered voters for 2019, if you don't mind?
For 2019, you're looking at 61 million, approximately 60 to 61 million voters, plus the 1.9 from overseas.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Paano boboto yung nasa barko?
Yung sa barko po, yung mga seafarers, meron tayong tinatawag na vote anywhere. Yung vote anywhere natin is wherever they make a port of call during the election period, they can cast their votes. No? Ang election period natin for overseas is the month before. 1 month. So kung May 13 ang elections natin sa Pilipinas, mag-start ang voting nila April 13. So April 13 to May 13, during that period, kung ang barko mo makes a port of call anywhere, you can get your leave, go to the embassy in that place, and then vote.
Okay. Questions? Sam? Alam ko, may tatanong kayo. Dito mayo ka na dyan.
Ay sir, mag-inquire lang po ako kung may tentative number na po ng mga nag-apply na contiguous areas dun sa BOL.
Ayan.
Sinasabi ko nga sa kanya kanina, magpe-press con din kami dyan this week. Sa BOL yan, sir. Pero since you brought it up, I'd just like to remind everyone na magkakaroon po ng plebisito sa Bangsamoro January 21. At part ng plebisito na yan, syempre, yung plebisito para doon sa mga contiguous areas, ito yung mga lugar na hindi naman kasama doon sa core territory ng Bangsamoro as identified by the law, pero gustong sumali sa Bangsamoro Autonomous Region. So, meron tayong provision doon sa batas, sa BOL, na nagsasabi na kung ikaw ay community na gustong sumali, mag-apply ka, no, para maisali ka sa plebisito. Ang deadline po ng COMELEC dyan is October 31. October 31. So it's this week, no? So prior to the deadline, which is the last day for us to act on these procedures, maglalabas po siguro ng list ng mga lugar na nag-apply. Hindi lang today.
Separate question na lang po. May date po ba kung kailan mag-start yung hearing para po dun sa mga may petition na
Oo, ang calendar natin dyan is likely to start in November na. Wala pang specific date kasi kumbaga last week lang natin tinapos yung period for that. So ang proseso natin is raffle muna, no? So remember with more than 100 cases filed already, iraraffle natin lahat yan, and then maglalabas pa tayo ng summons. So, at saka pa lang tayo magsiset ng hearing dates.
Okay. Questions from our colleagues? Bong, Philippines News Agency. Oh, tanong. Panay ang bulong mo kanina dyan. Okay. Now, let me ask you, gentlemen and lady. Ano nakikita nyo sa darating na eleksyon? Professor Heydarian, magiging intense ba yung mga pahayag ng mga kakandidato? Ano ba yan? Magkakabukingan ba kung sino mga qualified? Do you favor debates among candidates for the Senate? Anong tingin nyo doon sa mga survey na nagsasabing nangunguna si ganito kahit walang advocacy? Paano yun?
Meron ba tayong ina-arrange na debate for the senatorial?
Actually, merong mga proposals. Ang problema nila is that we're struggling with the possibility of 50 candidates up. Paano mo i-debate yan? Ano? Pag presidential kasi madali. You're talking maximum what? 5, 6, right? But if you're looking at a field of more than 10, it becomes progressively more difficult. May chance kasi na masabi na parang nag-filter ka. So parang may pinapaburang ka na ngayon. Kasi libreng airtime yan, sir. But pinag-uusapan yan, patuloy natin pinag-uusapan, paano natin ma-i-increase yung public discussion ng mga posisyon ng mga kandidato.
Yeah, kasala ko sa Amerika, for instance, para makapasok yung, for instance, yung third presidential candidate, dapat makapag-meet ka ng certain number dun sa surveys, no? I mean, of course, you can be accused of filtering, pero siguro kung pasok ka sa top 15 sa survey or top 20, pwede ka sa debate na yan, and then you can arrange that, yeah.
I guess ang tanong dyan, anong debate, anong survey ang tatanggapin ng marami as being fair?
So you can average
That's
maybe
the
all the servers or something like that, no? So yeah, it's going to be a logistical issue. Ewan ko, so far nakikita ko dyan sa, I mean, there are two, no? Yung local levels, parang halos irrespective ito na nangyari sa national level. It has its own dynamics, you know, local dynamics, families against families. Pero dun sa senatorial race, I think importante ito kasi ito yung nagre-reflect ng public opinion. I mean, let's not forget, midterm elections ay more or less referendum sa incumbent administration, no? So yung performance ng allies ng presidente, especially dun sa senatorial race, kasi national level to, ay isang malaking indication saan pumupunta yung public opinion, no? So nakita natin, I think for the first time in a very long time, hindi kompleto yung slate ng both incumbent and opposition. Medyo kapos sila pareho. At saka parang mas konti pa nga yata yung isang side. Yeah. So, and then the other thing, pag napansin mo yung surveys, actually ang pinakamalakas sa surveys are independents, no? Yung mga tao na hindi necessarily pro-administration at hindi rin necessarily pro-opposition, no? So what does this mean? Siguro meron din kahulugan yan na mga tao siguro, while hindi sila masyadong attracted na bumalik sa mga dating style, no? Yung mga liberal opposition kasi hindi ganun kaganda yung performance of opposition, they're not also necessarily uncritically embracing yung mga sinusuporta ni Pangulong Duterte. So kung titignan mo yung mga numero ni, never mind Bongo, no? Kung titignan mo yung numero, for instance, even ni General Bato, no? He didn't do very well in dun sa mga latest Pulse Asia. While yung mga top 5, top 6 yung nakikita mo, these are mostly independent. People na neither with the administration nor with the opposition. So siguro, yun yung klase ng pagbabago ng gusto ng tao on the national level. A leadership that transcends both the ills and weaknesses of the previous
Do we
administration
really need
and the current
political parties
administration.
in the first place?
Of course. Ang problema kasi natin, wala tayong totoong political parties. No? Ito nga yung problema ko eh. Like, people talk about constitutional change. Sabihin nila, kung itong sinulat mo sa batas, itong lalabas sa realidad. The reality is that there will always be attempts to hijack the law, right? Yung party list system is a classic case. The reason gumawa tayo ng party list system is to ensure na yung mga marginalized groups ay meron silang representation proportional na hindi nila makakuha doon sa co-opted, no, congressional level representation. Pero ngayon, yung mga congressional trapos, gumawa rin sila ng paraan na pumasok siya. That's why the law cannot necessarily determine reality, and you have to constantly upgrade the laws and look at implementing rules and regulations to avoid that. Pero yun nga eh, you need real political parties because political parties are a way to ensure na hindi ka bumoboto based on personality alone. It's not true na kung may strong political party ka, hindi bumoboto ng tao based on personality. That's not true. Even in Britain, for instance, bumoboto ng tao not only because labor ka or conservative ka, tinitignan din nila yung character ng likely leader, no,
Okay.
ng prime minister. So it's not true na in more advanced country it's not personality based, but at least it's a combination of party platform and personality, no. For me, it's very shocking. I mean, no offense to the people who framed the 1987 Constitution, pero there are many common sense things na wala doon. For instance, walang anti-defection laws. Sa ibang bansa, hindi ka pwede mag-butterfly effect every month, no, or every election. Actually, you can be punished and barred from running if you keep on doing that. For some reason, hindi ko nakita yan sa 1987 Constitution. Among other things, or there are not even self-executory provisions on political dynasties, for instance.
Okay.
So, but you need political parties because political parties are the best way. Kasi ang problema is, yung ugat ng corruption sa ating politika is, you have to raise a lot of money during elections. That's why pag nanalo ka or even natalo ka, dapat ibalik mo yan. But political parties are a way to raise funds, no? Na para yung kandidato ay hindi dependent doon
Okay.
sa limited numbers of
Pero,
funders.
how
So
do you
that's
di-
what political parties solve. And we don't have real political parties. So what happens is either rich people or rich people-backed people run for politics.
So how do you deal with survivors? People who survived Marcos, Aquino, Ramos, Estrada, na majority
Si
na
Enrile.
opposition pa, gano'n, yung mga gano'n.
Sino si Enrile?
Wala akong sinasabing
He
ganun,
survived
ha?
everyone, right? Baka susunod na Red Moon, nandito pa siya. What do you mean? Hindi ko get
Hindi, meron kasi mga tao na nagsusurvive by affiliating themselves with political parties in power. Whoever sits, nandun
okay.
sila.
Balimbingan.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. As I said, I mean, ang problema dito is kung hindi ka balimbing, hindi ka rin mag-survive. Medyo may Darwinian struggle dyan, no? So you have to fix the system per se para ma-disincentivize ang tao na magbalimbingan, no?
Okay.
So you have to create the conditions for that. Otherwise, kaya nga ako, I cannot blame certain people na nag-switch ng
Yeah.
party. Because the problem is that the only party that has money is the party of the state, right? So
Of course.
wala rin incentive to be with the opposition.
Yeah.
But at least, all praise to the people na andun sa opposition, whether this administration or previous, even though wala silang pera. So there are also people who run based on principle, and there are people who still win. But these
Okay.
are more exceptions to the rule than the general.
Yeah. You must credit these people who would always know which part of the bread has butter, no?
I don't think that's very hard.
From Lente.
We agree, sir, doon sa political party development, no? Nakikita nga namin na baka kesa i-penalize yung mga nuisance candidates, baka mas tamang ipasa yung political party development. Kasi, di ba sa nuisance candidates, sasabihin wala silang political machinery para itakbo yung kanilang suportahan yung kanilang pagkandidato. Siguro baka yung political party development bill yung kailangan.
Okay. Baka sinasabi mo, baka yung ilan sa nuisance may sense pa kaysa doon sa ilan na may
Yes,
partido.
sir. Kasi sometimes they are raising valid points na sinasabi nila na pinapakita nila na dismayado na sila, sawa na silang marinig at makita yung mga sinasabi ng politiko.
Naalala ko yung tinanong na mama kung anong tingin niya sa ekonomiya. Sabi niya, wala akong alam dyan eh. Yes, please. How do you look at the coming elections?
Well, merong mga wala sa partido, no? Pero kasi meron naman tayong batas or merong panukalang batas ata na hindi ka pwede mag-switch ng party so many months before the elections. Hindi ko alam kung in place na yon o hindi pa rin. Hindi pa rin, ano? Pero meron yang merong nabasa ko yan na so many months before the
Hindi
elections.
kaya fake news yung nabasa mo.
Hindi pa uso fake news itong nabasa ko.
The federal setup.
Na tama naman, mahirap naman yata yung nagpapalipat-lipat ka. Ibig sabihin, hindi ka naniniwala doon sa prinsipyo ng partido.
Okay. Very well. Director James.
Well, COMELEC kami, sir. So we're always hopeful that the elections will be better than the last one. No? So, but we're doing everything we can to make that happen. Ano? Ang mahalaga sa atin ngayon is that mataas ang participation ng publiko, mataas ang interest ng publiko, kailangan hindi sila ma-disappoint.
By the way,
Yes.
swerte tayo dito kasi sa Amerika, swerte sila kung maka 40% na
Talaga?
voter turnout. Tayo
Wow.
maabot ng almost 80, no?
Wow. Okay. Mga kaibigan, naalala ko po yung isang veteranong taga-radyo nung araw. Ang pangalan niya ay si Kuya Cesar. Ang kanyang closing lagi ay umulan sana ng pera. Mukhang uulan ng pera ngayong darating na midterm elections. Kaya babantayan natin. You know, if only people would be very creative, they will find out kung saan naroon ang pera nanggaling, kung saan patungo, at iba pa. Pero siguro, let me just appeal to our colleagues na tingnan natin kung anong klase yung mga kandidato. Maaring sila'y magaling kumanta at sumayaw, at magbugi at iba pa. Pero kung wala rin lang plataforma, kalimutan na natin. Maraming salamat po. Magandang araw sa ating lahat. Thank you. Thanks for taking time, boss.